Good afternoon, and welcome to the closing of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater WIL Forum. It has been such a pleasure to have so many people join us and engage with us over the last 3 days and have deep learning. It is absolutely my privilege to introduce the leader of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Chancellor Dwight Watson, to do some recognitions and awards to some amazing programs, services, communities, and municipalities in recognition of their work on diversity, equity, and inclusion of individuals with disabilities. I now turn this over to you, Chancellor Watson.
Well, good afternoon, all. It's good to not see you all again, but to talk to you all again. I was a part of the opening ceremonies, and here I'm a part of the recognition at the end. The awards that we have today are on behalf of the WIL team, and they're recognizing the commitment, the innovation, equity, and inclusion actions of supporting of those who are supporting individuals with disabilities. Our first award goes to Janet Esterday from the Attainment Company Incorporated. Janet, your company was nominated and recognized for your commitment to developing curriculum, training, and technology products that assist people with disabilities to live independent lives. Attainment Company has been a leader in inclusive lifelong learning with a focus on fully inclusive products across the lifespan. We are excited to recognize your leadership and the work that your company does. Thank you. The next
Chancellor Watson, can we pause and just let Janet just have a moment to acknowledge?
Yes,
Janet?
yes, Janet, please.
Thank you, Chancellor Watson, for introducing me. And I am actually an alum with UW-Whitewater in the special ed program. And Whitewater has always been my favorite place and great memories. And they were very accessible. And I graduated back in 1977. And it was one of the only universities that was so accessible to students with physical disabilities. And there was such a culture of support at UW-Whitewater, and I loved it. And so that has guided me on a journey. And I am now at Attainment Company, but that journey has taken me into how do we support people, adults and youth and children, to be included, fully included in education, in employment, and in supported living. So that's really been what I've done. And now at Attainment Company, I'm so happy to represent them. I used to job coach at Attainment Company. They've been hiring people with intellectual and developmental disabilities since the 1980s. And we create this curriculum and training and professional development really to look at full inclusion for the lives of people with whatever disability they may have. And really, this is what we've done a lot of research-based work and partnering with universities. I love partnering with UW-Whitewater. So thank you so much for this award. I appreciate it so much on behalf of Attainment Company.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Janet. Our next award goes to Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin, and we have Heidi Moore who will be accepting that award. This nomination and recognition is for your recognition of your commitment to leadership and inclusion by providing inclusive job skills training and internship programs for people with disabilities and other diverse populations. You are a leader with Project Search, and your commitment in business role modeling and leadership with disability in Wisconsin. We thank you for being a business and industry leader. Heidi, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chancellor Watson, and thank you to UW-Whitewater and to WIL. I mean, this is such an amazing honor. So on behalf of the 17,000 staff and providers, and that includes our CEO, Kathy Jacobson, and also our Chief Diversity Officer, Andres Gonzalez. I have the opportunity to work with both of them, and they both provide tremendous leadership for the work that we do. So with Project Search and the internships, I mean, that definitely has been such an honor to just work with such amazing people who contribute in so many different great ways. So that absolutely is an honor. And then the work that we've been doing with diversity has also been a pleasure, especially to get the Wisconsin affiliate, going and started. And that also, Whitewater had something to do with that as well. You know, and so at this very moment, when we're at a crucial point in history, all of that work is very important and continues to be so. What we're also focusing on is the intersectionality of differences, the intersectionality of equity and inclusion. And so we hope to be able to connect with so many of you around that, those topics and those efforts as well. But again, we're honored and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, Heidi, thank you, and for the rich work that you and your company has been doing on the behalf of the people of Wisconsin. Our next award is for the City of Whitewater, and our city manager, Cameron Clapper, will be accepting this award. The City of Whitewater was nominated for their commitment to community inclusion that has promoted engagement, access, and equity throughout the community. Construction of accessible pathways, interest in safety studies, and strong partnership with the Center for Students with Disability and the Center for Inclusive Transition, Education, and Employment, and partnership for internships and collaborations with students with disabilities. This award recognizes your commitment to supporting an inclusive community and employment opportunities for people with disabilities. Cameron, thank you for accepting this award.
Chancellor, thank you. Thank you very much, Chancellor, and to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater for not only for the events of today and this ceremony, but also for the award. We're privileged and pleased to be among such accomplished company today with Janet and Heidi as well, and as our representatives from UW-Whitewater. Whitewater is a wonderful community. I realized just when I moved to Whitewater in 2010, the difference of the feel of the place from other places, other communities I'd been in or lived in Wisconsin. And we juxtapose, I think, something of the small town environment of what is one would consider rural Wisconsin with the very forward thinking and welcoming environment of a world-class university. And I'm just so thrilled to be able to accept the award because there are a number of individuals within the city who over time, as Chancellor you mentioned, have dedicated effort to infrastructural improvements as well as improvements in how we govern ourselves as a community, all with in mind the purpose of being inclusive, recognizing, acknowledging and celebrating diversity, and making the community accessible and recognizing and honoring those who experience disabilities in one way or another, but as all of us have infinite ability to contribute to society in positive ways. So we continue our efforts to be to strive to be a world-class community, to join the wonderful university that we are home to in Whitewater, and continue moving onward and upward in our efforts to make sure that Whitewater is a welcoming community for everyone, regardless of who they are, where they come from, or what their physical, mental abilities may be. So thank you.
Well, we thank all three of you all. Often when you receive an award, it's because of some sort of pinnacle work that you've done, and you're at the top of your game. But I'm going to encourage you to continue to strive and to do more rich work for our communities. We appreciate you greatly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our awardees, and thank you to Chancellor Watson for that. I had a lovely picture of all your awards and forgot to do it, but I promise you they are going to be shipped to each of you. They're fantastic, spectacular, full of bedazzling, but they're all completed, and we'll get them shipped off to you in our hopes that soon we'll all be able to gather together and celebrate together in person. And again, I just want to recognize the amazing work across all three of these disciplines and noting the intersectionality that occurs within them as well. What a beautiful compliment to each other. So I'm going to thank our awardees, and then we're going to transition now into our closing remarks for the event here. Chancellor Watson is going to lead us through that, but he gave me this wonderful opportunity to thank. As we all know, it takes a village to do anything, and the Will Forum would not have happened without the leadership that happens within the Will Forum group. I also want to thank the administrative support, Grace, Ashley, and Nadine, as well as the amazing technical support of Nick behind the scenes, who's making sure that we all show up when we're supposed to and sound good. So those are my thanks to everybody who helps put it together. And Chancellor Watson, I'm going to turn it over to you for some final closing remarks and reflections.
Well, participants that were members of the WIL conference, I'm so glad that you had an opportunity to be a part of such a wonderful conference. I think about what we do here at UW-Whitewater. We try to focus on transformation and engagement and connectivity. And I know that the conference did just that. We have several things that goes on throughout our institution. I'm currently wearing a T-shirt that says "This is on us," and it's a T-shirt that focuses on making sure that we recognize that we should be doing the work of connecting with our students and making sure that they understand sexual harassment and that they are bystander interrupters to anything that goes on when it comes to sexual harassment. And I'm glad that I'm wearing this shirt today as I'm closing out this particular conference, because this theme of "This is on us" can also transfer to the work that you all are doing with disabilities, with people with disabilities. It is on us. We are the ones that we've been waiting for when it comes to working together for the last 30 years, honoring the origins of the ADA. We've had some great times this last 3 days, and I want to thank our keynote speakers, W. Tipper Thomas III and Minnie Bordeaux, both providing deep learning and leadership to expand our opportunities and to become more inclusive and aware. And thank you all for your attendance throughout the 3 days. I finally want to thank the WIL Forum team for their expertise and the commitment to the forum and all the work involved in the project. As I told you at the beginning, I'm a school teacher by heart, and as a teacher educator, I always think about knowledge, skills, and dispositions. So I hope that as you participated throughout the conference, that you've learned something. And if you just stop and think right now about what new knowledge have you brought to your repertoire of existing knowledge, that's important. You want to take away something that's brand new, and you want to make sure that it connects with your prior knowledge. Okay, we call that constructivism, when your new knowledge and your prior knowledge collide. And we hope that you have constructed some new information. We also hope that you picked up some skills on how to interact and do your work better in service of and support for people with disabilities, and so that you picked up some skills. And one of the biggest skills that I know you came into the door with a sense of inclusivity, and you came into the door with a sense of how to connect every person to the living, learning environment so that they can feel completely fulfilled. And that's a skill. This is the skill of inclusivity is a skill. And because you work within the industry, you probably take that for granted, but I applaud you for that skill that you had when you came in the door. And I hope that skill was further developed. And the last is your dispositions. This is your ways of being, your thinking, your attitude, your spirit, your values, all of those thoughts around why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this? How has this conference empowered you to do the work even richer than you've done it before? So I hope that you had some dispositioning and dispositional empowering, because you came ready for this and now you've learned more and you're better for it. Once again, welcome. We thank you for being at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, and we want you to continue to do the rich work throughout the Wisconsin and the places that you belong. Hey, thank you so very much. Elizabeth?
Chancellor Watson, thank you for that opportunity to do our closing. And again, a thank you to anyone and everyone who participated, the most amazing group of individuals, Kenny, John, Showtown, Janelle, Jess, Brenda, I'm going to forget somebody, Lana, James, Carl. I think I hit us all, but if I did, I forgive you. Forgive me. I'll give you a shout out later on. Again, on behalf of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, the WIL team, thank you and have a wonderful weekend.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.